Okay, back at the end of the game. I'm smiling, but this is the most annoying game that I've watched in recent years. So there are games that you ought to win and then you lose the game. And then there are games you also ought to win and then you draw the game. First of all, I'm not going to be arrogant and not give Liverpool the respect that they deserve. They do deserve their coming back. But their coming back is as a result of the Arsenal players going to that Anfield and still carrying that fear. We couldn't see the Martin Odegaard's control of the midfield. We couldn't see the duplication of Zinchenko. I can understand that because Mo Salah brought his A game to this game and he wasn't going to lie low. And I kept saying where I was, and you follow me on Twitter, that this game is going to end in a draw or probably Liverpool will win because I knew that Firmino will come in and he will score. That's Firmino. Firmino and Arsenal is like Robbie Fowler and Arsenal. Or Harry Kane and Arsenal. He definitely will score. Even if you amputate him, just put him on the field. The ball would somehow ricochet off his body and get into the net. That's Roberto Firmino and Arsenal. So for as long as it was 2-1, I saw that coming. And then, Granit Xhaka acting like he was in a desperate need to pick up another red card to his repertoire of red card to make sure that at least Arsenal picks up one red card this season. Since that Arsenal have not picked up a red card, that on its own is crazy. I didn't do a video yesterday because I felt I was going to compress, but yesterday's game, Friday's game, and today's game, I put everything together. But then Arsenal has given me everything I need to talk about this game. Did Liverpool really did outplay Arsenal, or probably Arsenal didn't understand the importance of winning this game? So for the record, Man City are now in the driver's seat of the title race. They got a game in hand. Win that game, it will be 3 points separating them and Arsenal. I will bet everything I have in the world that Man City will beat Arsenal at the Etihad. You know why? Arsenal can't defend to save their life. All of the games where Man City have dropped points or lost this season are games where the opposition are playing perfect low block. Arsenal and low block don't live on the same continent, the same planet, or the same universe. So that's never going to happen. Now, Mikel Arteta, I thought today's game, he did pick up his selection properly. The team started well. You're not going to argue that first 30, 40 minutes of the game, or first 30 minutes, they started well, scored 2 goals, but then Liverpool started coming into the game. They started coming into the game. Bukayo Saka was not in this game. There was nothing wrong in taking out Saka and leaving Gabriel Jesus in that game. I thought that even though Martin Odegaard was not in it at a very long stretch, but just when he was beginning to come into the game, that was where it was removed. In my selection, in my substitution, I would have removed, what's it called? What is the worst that could have happened? They either equalize or they win. But I would have removed Granit Xhaka and brought in either, Fabio Vieira, who would also hold on to the ball because these are ball jugglers. If you have Fabio Vieira, Martinelli, Trossard, Bukayo Saka, or probably Gabriel Jesus, and then Martin Odegaard, and then you leave Thomas Partey to play the pivot, it was better. But you see Liverpool was pumping in, and then you brought in Jacob Kivior. What was he really coming to do? I don't have a problem with him, but this game was too big for him. This guy's played only one Europa game, the game we got knocked at. And then you brought him into this game as the guy to come and, shore up the defense. You already don't have William Saliba. That's bad enough. Now, why bring in Jacob Kivior? I don't understand that for the life of me. If you understand it, you can mention it in the comment section. And I think that the Arsenal players on their own, this is a day where you guys need to rise and live up to the occasion. Sometimes, even if the coach is not getting it right, the players on their own should rise up and live up to the occasion. Thomas Partey at so many times was too casual. It didn't feel like it was a game against Liverpool at Anfield where they really desperately needed a win. The title is in front of them, okay? But imagine going to the end of the season and Arsenal not winning the league this season. It will be the most ridiculous bottling. We've seen bottling, right? We've seen bottling in the Premier League, and some of them have come from Arsene Wenger's Arsenal. But to bottle this one, this will be worse than Carlo Ancelotti bottling the league in his first season as manager at Juventus. This will be worse than any other bottling that we've seen. So you look at it from that perspective, and knowing that Man City might just win every single game going to the end of the season. We're going back to the calculator now where we're hoping that, can Arsenal even bounce back from this? I mean, everything even worked in favor of Arsenal. Liverpool had the penalty, Mo Salah wasted it. Arsenal still didn't see the warning sign coming. They still didn't think of waking up. I mean, the first goal that Liverpool scored, credit to Jones, was one of the best thing he did in the whole of the game. Probably you should frame that moment and put it on his family wall and say, on this day, this was the day the Spirit of God entered into the body of a man and he performed magic to create a goal. Other than that, he didn't do too well, but that one moment was enough. And then look at the equaliser. Am I going to blame Zinchenko for letting that nutmeg to go through him? I'm not going to blame him. But where was Shaka doubling up on that defense? We were losing. Where was he? Ramsdale was always going to be Ramsdale. Save you. But you can't depend on him alone to make out the save. If it wasn't for him, this game would have been a lost game and Arsenal would be 5 points. And then we wouldn't be talking about anything. You know that Man City will keep on building up the goal difference to make sure Arsenal doesn't even, when it comes to goal difference, that doesn't count. I've said this before, that when you want to beat Man City, pick up your point. Forget about the goals because you can't match them for goals. And as it is, the next game you'll be so shocked that after the Champions League game midweek, next weekend they're going to beat somebody 6 or 7 goals to nothing. And then Norwegian Thor, Erling Haaland will score a hat-trick, or probably somebody else again will score a double hat-trick. That's the way Man City rule. No team know how to run off to the title like Pep Guardiola's team, especially when they are sniffing blood. The only way to make it difficult for them is to frustrate them. And I think that this game at Anfield, for me, I consider it a loss. From 2 goals up to 2-2 draw, I consider it a loss. But you can tell me what you think about it. As an Arsenal fan, do you consider this a loss or probably 1 point gain in the title race? Because this, for me, was supposed to be the title decider. I've said before on my shows that this is the game where I will sit and say, yeah, Arsenal deserve to be champion, but don't win this game. I'm going to look at them and say, yeah, they might be good, but not good enough to win the title. To you, what do you think? But then let's look at other games. Man City played yesterday, and they were playing against Southampton. The defending champion, and second on the log versus bottom of the table. What do you expect? You expect what they gave? Acrobatic goal from Erling Haaland, to add up to the one he already scored before. But I think that the player that has impressed me this season at Man City has to be Jack Grealish, and plenty of credit will have to go to Pep Guardiola for that, because 100 million was spent on a player whose only attribute is the fact that he's the most fouled player in the league. And for me, that's not enough credit to sign a player for 100 million pounds. But then again, he's an English player, so this type of things happen. But Pep Guardiola have shown patience and shown consistency, and he even had to let Raheem Sterling go. And when he did that, everybody was thinking, is Pep Guardiola really serious? Letting Zinchenko go, Jack Cancelo go, Gabriel Jesus go. No coach in world football would do that and still be at this stage of the season aiming for a treble. Only Pep Guardiola and Man City would be able to do that and achieve this type of thing that they are on. Are they going to go on to the end of the season and win the treble? I do think that they can win the FA Cup. I also do think that they are within a shout of the UEFA Champions League, and Arsenal just handed them the Premier League title. Maybe they would do that, I don't know. Good to see Napoli back to winning ways over the weekend on Friday. They went to Lecce and they won 2-1. Osimhen is not back in the squad yet. I don't know if he'll be playing on Tuesday in the UEFA Champions League, but we're going to hope that thigh injury gets healed fast and he's ready. If he's not ready, his teammates better get to run over AC Milan in the first leg, and then hope that Victor Osimhen will play in the second leg and do well. Having said that, let's also look at Chelsea. Last weekend, the announcement of the sacking of Graham Potter was not a surprise for me. I don't know what it is for you guys. I saw that coming. I've been singing since. He's not the manager that Chelsea needed. Again, I'm going to say it emphatically. This is not me dissing English people, but English coaches don't know how to coach. English coaches are not good enough to win you titles. The Premier League have run for 30 years. This is fact. This is not opinion. The Premier League have run for 30 years, and in that 30 years period, no English coach have won it. The last English coach that won English League title was Ray Wilkinson. He's freaking dead now, and he's gone. So you look at the people that are currently coaching, the English coaches, just not good enough. But Crystal Palace is showing us that there is something that Roy Hodgson have that probably the younger coaches don't have. Having said that, Frank Lampard was brought back. Maybe Chelsea would have enjoyed employing Roy Hodgson as a stopgap coach rather than bringing in Frank Lampard. They brought in Frank Lampard and they went to Wolves. Come on, it is Wolves. It's not like they went to Arsenal or they went to Man City. Chelsea went to go and play Wolves, for crying out loud sake. They just couldn't even create. You have players who have 50, 30, even more than 50 international caps in the Chelsea team, and still they couldn't create enough, they couldn't compose themselves enough to even get a draw, talk less of a win. For you, question I'm going to ask you about Chelsea. At this rate, with the players that they've had, remember the new owners have spent £601 million in 2 windows. What is the perfect solution to Chelsea at the end of the season? Because they definitely are not going to be playing in the Champions League next season, might not even make it to the Europa. As it is, they might not make it into the Conference League. So they've got 3 competitions secure to play for: the league title, the FA Cup, and the Carabao Cup. But it is also very possible, very, very possible, that Chelsea will not even smell the top 4 next season. And at this rate, they might go another 5 seasons without even winning the title. This is how people argued about Arsenal not. That's not going to happen. They stayed 7 years without making the top 4. They just back in the top 4 this time around. What do you think is the perfect solution? Because right now, they're still not even chosen who's the next coach. Is it going to be Julian Nagelsmann, who I think is a young man, not ready for the kind of crisis that Chelsea are in? You get him in, you're just going to create more problems. Luis Enrique, a little bit matured, but he's not on the high right now. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it, but I think that he definitely will get something out of the team. He's a little more mature, and he's got name. He's got the reason for the players to respect him, and probably could be able to walk in through that door and get players fired like a Pep Guardiola would do, like a Mikel Arteta would do. So what do you think is the perfect, or the best, let me not use the word perfect now, the best solution to the current Chelsea problem come the end of the season? Because this problem, they are like the woman with the issue of blood. This is going to drag to the end of the season. But when the season ends, they need to be decisive, they need to be deliberate, they need to be intentional and be strategic. What would you advise that they do? And Manchester United beat Everton 2-0. It does look like Everton are going to be dragged into the pool of relegation. Or probably, and again, Nottingham Forest are now beginning to look like they will be relegated. Should they sack their coach and get a new coach before the end of the season, or probably leave Steve Cooper there, let him battle with the team and bring them down? Congratulations to Burnley and Vincent Company for playing the Pep Guardiola football in the championship and getting promotion and the rest of it. Okay, I am really pained. I'm pained and I'm sad because I thought that this is a Liverpool team that Arsenal should be able to beat. Unfortunately, Liverpool showed up with their A game. I don't know if it is Liverpool that showed up with their A game, or Arsenal scored 2 goals and took the game for granted and went to go and sleep, because it does look to me like they went to sleep. But I'm going to sit where I am and I say, I need you guys to give me your opinion. What do you think? Was it Arsenal that went to sleep, or Liverpool just came back after conceding 2 goals, came back and then in the second half blew Arsenal out of the water? I will really, really be open for your opinion. Maybe my analysis are not even well articulated because I am angry and sad at the same time. Because for me, it's not even 2-point loss, it's 3 points thrown away. As far as I'm concerned, they could have kept that distance at 8 points and hope to God that even if Man City win their game in hand and then Man City beat them at the Etihad, the 3-point cushion would take them to the wire. But hey, unfortunately, it's not looking like it's time to give up. So before I go, let me ask my final question. Should Arsenal fans just give up on the title now, or they should keep on still hoping that the title can be won? What do you advise an Arsenal fan sitting next to you right now? Once again, my name is Idafe Manchester. You love to comment on the button on the spot. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Keep on being the very best of who you are created to be. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.